Mr. Lim Biow Chuan.
Thank you, sir. Just two clarification for SMS, Amy Khor. Just wanted to ask SMS whether she thinks that the state of cleanliness in Singapore, is it better today as compared to 5 years ago? Second clarification, why does NEA feels that issuing a CWO is a more serious offence as compared to imposing a fine? When you impose a fine on a little bug, he pays the fine, 5 minutes later he forgets about it, but he walks away complaining that government is trying to make money out of him. But if you impose a CWO on a litter bug, you take 1 hour away from him, makes him pick up litter, he will realize better the effect of the litter that other litter bugs have thrown on the ground, and the lesson will stay with him for a much longer period of time, and hopefully that will deter him from littering again.
Thank the member for his questions, and I'm also pleased that he's extremely passionate about keeping Singapore clean. I think asking me whether I think Singapore is cleaner now or not may not be I may not be the right person to ask. I might be biased, right? But actually, we have done some surveys. We had done a public cleanliness perception survey in between late 2016 and early 2017 with 2,000 respondents. And the public cleanliness perception survey actually showed that 85% of the respondents said that they were satisfied with the overall cleanliness of Singapore. Hard as you may be on a bit, but it is a properly done survey, 2,000 respondents, 85%. But of course, the satisfaction with different areas vary. So they were most satisfied, for instance, with transport nodes, MRT stations, and so on. They ranked that, they were most satisfied in terms of cleanliness. And areas where they were not satisfied with, which I think we all have some idea of, would be like HDB void decks, at the F&B establishments, the eating establishments, as well as places after public events, with score about 59%, so it varies. And I think NEA do work on having more enforcement, for instance, at hotspot areas, and also getting volunteers to adopt bright spots to make these hotspot areas, turn them into bright spots, for instance. As regards the efficacy, for instance, of enforcement, as I've said, we couple enforcement as a deterrent with education, and I agree with you, we need to start young from schools, and that is what the Public Hygiene Council and Singapore Kindness Movement have done. But if you look at enforcements, the 30,000 odd offenders, right, that we've caught, for instance, our analysis is about 5% are repeat offenders. So there is a deterrent effect. And of the CWOs, repeat offenders, those who have done CWOs before, repeat offenders about 10%. So I think there is some deterrence. As regards why not CWO on everyone, I think we also need to realize that there may be people, for medical reasons cannot do CWOs, for instance. CWO is actually harsher because they just pay. If it's a fine, they just pay. But CWO, they'll have to take leave. They have to go and do their CWO, and it may be in public places where they don't want to be seen.